Happy Wednesday, Facebook. Let me fix up this lighting because, it's always all about the lighting. And I'm sitting a little bit too close. There we go. How is everybody doing today? Good? Good. I hope that you are keeping warm. Winter's here. It is, it's really here. It's here. I've got my warm, comfy jumper on. I hope that you're all keeping warm as well. A little bit of a serious confessions of a conveyancer today. A little bit of a myth buster, serious one, because sometimes we're going to have the serious talk. Property is Australia's largest asset class. So, cybersecurity, that's what I want to talk about. Now, it sounds like a boring subject, but let me tell you this much. Every conference that I go to, every chat that I've been having with other leaders in our industry this year is all revolved around the same thing, and that is cybersecurity. And I just wanted to give you some really simple tips to protect yourself. The reason that the property market is targeted with cybersecurity is simple. It is Australia's largest asset. That's it. Property is Australia's largest asset. So for the fraudsters, of course they're going to target it. Now, some people, they say it's not a real thing. Why is it still happening? Do you know why it's still happening? Because it works. The fraudsters wouldn't continue to attack the property market with cyber fraud if it wasn't working. Simple as that. Now, it comes back to email and computers, of course. So email, we all use it. It is the weakest form of communication and it's what we all use. So what I'm going to do is give you some really simple tips to protect yourself. But first of all, I'm going to give you an idea of what's happening out there because it is real. The number one thing that's happening is people are losing their money. Simple. A lot of the times what's happening is a real estate agent may email a purchaser and ask them to pay a deposit. That email is intercepted before the purchaser gets it. The bank account details are changed. The purchaser pays it to an offshore bank account. Now, you might think that that sounds ridiculous. I cannot tell you how many times it happened. I have seen cybersecurity fraud happen with clients in my office. I have seen it all over Australia. It's a real problem. And the main things that are happening is the interception of emails. So emails are weak. Am I protected if I use Messenger? Do you know what? It's actually a very... Messenger is actually a really good option because you're using 2 steps. It's all about using 2 steps to protect yourself. So to give you some examples, the things that are happening with property and cybersecurity, which as I said is the largest cybersecurity risk because it is Australia's biggest asset. It's the easiest for the fraudsters to do and it keeps working. That's why they keep doing it. 5 years on, it's a real problem. So most of all, they're intercepting emails. So you will receive an email from somebody, but it has been intercepted. Some really critical points like bank account details have been changed. When you get the email, you can't even tell. Now, it doesn't matter how good you are. The email is exactly from the same sender. Everything is perfect. It'll just have different bank account details, okay? Other examples are they will sit there and there's, like Hawks programs where they can sit there and watch your keystrokes. So they'll learn your passwords. They can reset passwords. They can intercept the email, get a new password and gain access to things like that. So it's a really big deal that people are just still not paying attention to. I'm not talking about emails that are from pretend Microsoft asking you to send $50 million. I'm talking about emails being intercepted, being changed, and you can't tell the difference. No one can tell the difference, not even professionals. So this is why I'm going to give you some tips so that you can protect your important assets. First of all, Never send any money until you've verbally confirmed the account details. Now, this is 101. If you have a conveyancer or a solicitor or a real estate agent that is not telling you to do this, then they are not looking after your best interest. This is actually now almost compulsory with most professionals' indemnity insurance to make sure that they actually tell you that you must verbally check account details as well as when you receive them in writing. So if you ever receive any bank account details from a real estate agent, a solicitor, a conveyancer, a bank to do with your property transaction, do not pay any money at all until you ring them and phone them. Let's just say you've done that, and then you receive another email that says, just letting you know we've changed banks, here's a new bank account details, ring again. You know, these fraudsters aren't silly. This happens all the time. Verbal communication, and that's why you said messenger. They're different forms. If someone can't ring, get on Messenger. They've got the email with the bank account details, get on Messenger. Send a text message. It's all about having two different ways of checking that communication. And sometimes I will text. I will email and then I'll text as well, or it will be a phone call. So that's your number one rule, no matter what. Another really simple rule, which so many people don't do, is check the rules on your computer. So you know on your computer how you can set rules where if I receive an email from this person, then it goes into this folder. Or if I receive an email from this person, send a copy here. Well, a lot of fraudsters actually will create their own rules in your computer so that they're getting copies of all correspondence, and they sit there and they wait. Sometimes they wait for 2 years until they can see the right opportunity. If you go in, you can actually check your rules. Now, this sounds so simple. I cannot believe how many examples I was shown on the weekend of people that have that wrong. Okay, so check your rules. That's number 2. Go into your computer and check your rules to make sure that you haven't had your computer hacked at any time and that someone else has set up a rule where they can receive your emails as well. And it may say something like, when an email comes into this email address, send it to so-and-so at Gmail, you know? So it sounds simple. It is a real thing. Number 3, never send your identity documents by email. So in property transactions, you have to have a high level of identity to prove who you are. That's legislation now. I've done other videos on that. But what I'm saying to you is never email your identity documents. Ever, never, ever email them no matter what, okay? You would never check the rules of your emails, I know. I actually learned that one on the weekend from a cybersecurity expert. I could not believe how full on it was. It was crazy. The last really important rule is that never use a solicitor or a conveyancer or a real estate agent that does not have cybersecurity insurance. It's as simple as that. The statistics are that every single business in the property law field will have a cyber scam within 5 years. This is not a if, it is a when. It's 100% going to happen. No matter how tight your security is right now, and over the last couple of years, our industry has been attacked. They're still attacked because it still happens, all right? So ask your conveyancer, solicitor, real estate agent, do you have cybersecurity insurance? If they don't do it. Is this why you use an online system? I love signing into my account. Yes, it is. That's another thing. I don't like to use these videos as self-promotion, but yes, that's why I have an online system, so that when we send you an email with bank account details, you can then also log into your app, which is personalized for you, and we can have the bank account details there for you as well. So it saves you a phone call, but the point of it is it's 2-factor no matter what, okay? Now, the last one is use someone that uses encryption email. So if we send anything with bank account details to someone, we send it by an encrypted email. So that is the absolute safest form of electronic communication. Simple as that, okay? So I'm going to go through them again. So remember, Property is Australia's largest asset class. So that is why it's on this huge attack at the moment with cybercrime. Simple as that. That's where the money is. Two, it keeps happening because it's working. Simple as that. And with how quick the banks are with being responsive, with making sure people get their money really quickly, you know, you can send money to an account within 12 hours, you will never see it again. These are all overseas accounts. It's so simple. And when you sit down with cybersecurity experts and they take you through a case study, which there are so many in our industry, it is so scary how easy it is. And did you know you can go into the dark net and buy the programs that will do this to people's computer for like $400? That's it. For $400, you can buy programs that can create fraud, to be able to commit fraud in the property market. Ridiculous. On the weekend, I was at a conference, a national conference. On my table, there was 10 people and 8 of us had clients that had experienced cyber fraud. I've had a client, he sent an email to his real estate agent, and asked for bank account details so he could pay the deposit. The real estate agent sent him an email back. The email was intercepted before he received it and the bank account details changed. He sent $120,000 to the wrong account. Then later on that afternoon, he received a phone call from the real estate agent saying, "We haven't got your money yet." He said, "I sent it a couple of hours ago, you should have it." And then they discovered that's when the wrong account details. Now, the only way he got his money back this was after 5 o'clock on a Friday night. He tracked down his local bank manager through Facebook. She left a wedding to go into the branch and sort it out. Otherwise, it would have been the weekend and never would have seen that money. Because a lot of this happens, they're smart. They will do it at the end of a day or a start of a period when you can't contact the bank. And so by the time you can contact the bank the next day, the money's gone. It's been sent overseas. They can't call it back. So you need to be zealous with these things. Over the top, it's really important. So remember, always two-step checking account details. So whether if you receive bank account details by an email, make sure you phone them. If you cannot phone them, messenger, apps, text messages, whatever, you need to have two, okay? 2, check the rules on your computer. Go in now, check and see if there's any rules there that you didn't put. You might actually find maybe your partner has got something sneaky happening in there as well. 3, never ever send your identity documents by email. Now, identity has to be done in Australia. It is compulsory. We've got really high levels of identification. Don't send them by email. If you have a conveyancer that's asking you to send them by email, don't use them. Clearly, they do not have best practice and you will be at risk. Last of all, only use a conveyancer, solicitor, or real estate agent that has cyber insurance and offers you encrypted email, okay? So guys, this has been a bit of a serious one, but it's such a real issue that I cannot believe that is happening. I cannot believe that there's still money, that people are just losing their money day in and day out in the property market. And this is why. Simple email, computer hacking that is not complex. It's not high tech crime at all. I have seen examples with professionals that have shown how it's been done. It's something that's bought off the darknet, $400. It's sent through an email, it's intercepted, and all it was is that somebody didn't check bank account details. They sent their ID over the email. That's all it is. Really think about it. Property, it's the most important and most largest asset class we have in Australia. And we deal mostly by email, which is the weakest form of communication. Okay, so I know it's a little bit somber, but it's super important. I don't want to see anyone else lose their money going overseas. We work too damn hard to raise our deposit to be able to buy our homes, to buy those properties. So really pay attention, all right? That's Wednesday. I'm rugged up. I am already in my pajama bottoms and I am going to go to bed. I'm buggered. So thanks for watching. Cybersecurity, pay attention. If something doesn't look right, if it doesn't feel right, if it was too easy, if you got another email from someone saying, oh, we need to do that again, or we need to change this, if you're not sure, ring. You're not bothering anyone, you're not wasting anyone's time ringing, because you know what? We're used to it. We're wanting people to take more care. If you feel like your solicitor, conveyancer, real estate agent isn't taking enough care, go somewhere else. They're not responsible. They're not the ones that are going to get you 100 grand back, okay? Have a think about it. All right, guys, I'll talk to you again soon.